Good morning, class. Welcome to the online classes for Science of Class 8th. In today's class, we are going to learn about the new chapter, which is the chapter 8 of your book, which is titled as Cell Structure and Functions. In this section, we will be learning about the introduction of the chapter, that we will be seeing what the cell is and what are the works or the functions of this cell. So just start the chapter. Okay. You can see this in your textbooks also. That chapter 8 is named as cell structure and the functions, right? So we know that we used to see different organisms around us in the environment, in which some are the living organisms and some are the non-living organism. So we can further recall them that all the living organisms carry out some similar functions, right? We can just tell them that the functions are same, so these organisms are the living organisms. And by the functions of the non-living, we can set them as a non-living organism. So we can say the different set of the organs that are present inside the living organisms perform the various functions, right? We see the various function and we can just list out them, that what are the functions which are done by the living organisms. By seeing these functions, we can say that all the living organisms perform some similar functions, right? And these functions are mainly done due to a structural unit of that organ. Now what the structural unit means, that what is the structure of the living organism, that is the body of the living organism, that what is the structure of the living body contains. It consists of the different parts, but we know that every part has its own function, but we don't know what the basic unit which allows this part to do the function. So here in the chapter we will be learning about that basic unit, and that basic unit is named as cell. So we can say the basic structural unit of an organ is said to be the cells, right? So what these cells are compared to, if we see in our surrounding, if we are starting a building, then it is started with the help of a single brick, and they are arranged to make the shape of a wall, and this when these bricks are assembled, the wall is straightforward made, and after that a building is prepared. So we can say that cells are also similar to these building blocks or the bricks. Cells are also assembled to each other like bricks to make the body of every organism, right? So we can say that cell is a basic unit of a living organism or a basic building block, because with the help of the cell itself we can say that every organisms have different functions or perform different various functions. So how we come to know about this cell? Because we have said that cell is a basic structural unit of the organ. So how we come to know about this cell? So first discovery which was done by the scientist Robert Hooke. He done this experiment in the year 1665. He firstly just discovered the cell. He did the experiment with the help of a simple magnifying device. What this magnifying device does, it just allow the object to be seen in the large size, and as the size is clear, so we can say that we are just magnifying that object. So with the simple help of the magnifying device, he just able to see that cell. But in his experiment, he did the first experiment with the bark of tree. Okay, so with the help of the bark of tree, he take a part of a small bark. This part of the bark of the tree is said to be cork, right? So he took the thin slices, because we know that the smallest unit of the organs was cell. So it is present in the thin slices. So we have to see the thinnest part of the organ so that we can identify the cells. So in the first experiment of the Robert Hooke for the cell, he took the part of a bark from the tree, which was we said to the cork. So he took the thin slices of cork and tried to observe that with the help of the magnifying or a microscope. But at that time, the microscopes were not of the high magnification. Okay, so they used just a simple magnifying device and tried to see the part of the bark of the tree, that is the cork, and that to the thin slices of the cork. And what he observed, when he kept this cork, that is the thin slice of cork which was from the bark of a tree, under the microscope, when he kept under the magnifying device or the microscope, he noticed that this cork was divided into small boxes or the small compartments, right? So he thought that each and every part of the slice of the tree may be containing this similar partitioned boxes or the compartments. So what these compartments were looking like, in the structure you can see here some structure of the cork cells, that is the bark of the tree. When he took the thin slice of the cork, he see the same image in his magnifying device or in the microscope. So what he observed here, that the thin slice of the bark has some compartments or the boxes. This cork slice in which these compartments were seen, he observed that these compartments were similar to that of the honeycomb. You have maybe seen the image of the honeycomb. They were mixture of the small compartment. So this cork cell was also similar to that of the honeycomb. So we can say that by seeing this image, that the thin slice of the bark of the tree is containing the small compartments or the small partitioned box, and these partitioned box were appearing like the honeycomb, or we can say like a honeycomb structure. So he noticed further that these each and every compartment and the box were separated from each other by the covering, and this covering or the partition was similar to that of the walls of our room. Like each and every room of our houses are separated by each other with the help of the wall. Similarly, the compartments of the cork cell, that is the thin cork cell, were separated, and this separation was named as the wall. He thought or he observed that as a wall. So he just named that compartments or the partition box as the cell. So he just coined or given the name of this small compartment as the cell. So he was the first person who observed the kind of cells and the first person to give the name or the coin the term cell. So Robert Hooke was the first scientist who just observed the cell of the cork of the bark of a tree in the year 1665, and he named this compartment as the cells. Okay, so he just observed that the corks were actually the dead cells, right? So he observed that maybe the living organism cells can differ. So after that, he thought that the cell of the living organisms can also be present as similar to the structure of the thin slices of the cork. But at that time, he could not do that, because at that time the microscopes were not that much improved and it was not good magnification, so it could not magnify a object particularly. So the cell cannot be identified, so he could not able to observe the cell of the living organisms, right? So he just what he just did an experiment and tried to see the cell with the help of the bark of tree, that is the cork, and gave the name as a cell, that is each compartment was coined as the term cell. But as the improved microscopes were not there in the time of 1665 during this experiment, So very little was known about the cell. So about after 150 years after the observation which he had done with this cork cells, Robert Hooke's observation, we were not well known about the cells because the improved microscopes have been taken long time to come. So, the observation about the living structure or the living cell organisms was not known by us. So, we know a very little about the cells. After 150 years of the observations of Robert Hooke, we came to know about the living cells. So now in today's century, we know a lot about the cell structure and its functions. And it is because of the help of the improved microscopes. Because these microscopes have been manufactured with having high magnification. And this high magnification helps in magnifying the object. Because cell structure is the smallest unit which is present inside the organ, so we can see it with the help of a good magnifying object. So with the help of the improved microscope and with the high magnification, we can see the small compartments or the cells of the living organism. So in today's centuries, we know lot about we can see and lot know about the cell of the living organism. Now we can see the images of the living organism cells also. It is because of the improved microscope and the high magnification devices. Okay, so how can we define this cell? Now, we have seen that cell is a smallest basic structural unit because every living organism's structure can be start with a basic unit which was named as the cell. So, cell can be defined as a basic structural unit. But we have already said that we compare the cells with the bricks, as bricks were the basic building blocks for a house. Similarly, cells are the basic structural as well as the building blocks for the living organisms. So, by seeing these bricks around us, what we can observe that bricks are of different sizes, shapes, and designs. Right? So, in the living world, organisms also differ because we can see different size and shapes organisms around us and different kind of living and the non-living organisms. And in the living organisms, we can see different species. So, what we can say in the living world, the organisms also will differ and also the type of the cells they are made of. So, we can say there will be a wide range of the cells can be seen in the living organisms. So, we can say that building blocks of the living organisms are the cell. As we compared it with the bricks, it is not as simple as the bricks. Because by seeing the brick structure, we can say how these bricks are flattened with each other. But the living organism's cell structure is as complex as more than that of the bricks. So, cells in the living organisms are complex living structures. So, they are unlike non living bricks. Because bricks are the non living, so their structure is different to that of the cell structure of the living organism. So, in the figure, you can here see the brick wall as well as the structure of the onion peel. This was also seen with the help of the microscope, that is the cell structure of the onion peel. By this, we can say that the flower, fruits, and the vegetables also have some cell structure. So, with the help of the thin peel of the onion, he observed the cell structure. So, by seeing this, what we can say that the cell structure is somewhat complex than the brick wall. But if we go through the living organism, then the complex will become more complex. Okay, so by seeing this, what we can say that the structure of brick wall is simple. But as compared to the brick wall, the structure of onion peel, that is the cell structure, is more complex. Through the figure, we can see many more things also. Because the cells are the basic units. But together with these small cells, small circles are also can be seen in between the cells. So which will be the part of the cells. So in the next session we will be reading about the parts of the cell. In this session we will be seeing the introduction to the cell, that what the cells are. So what we have read, that cells are the basic structural unit of the living organisms. And by this, Robert Hooke was the first scientist who told about the discovery of the cell. He was the first person who just observed the cell, that too in the bark of the tree. He named it as cork and coined that small compartments in the cork as cell. And the living organism cell structures are complex. They are unlike to the bricks, so they will be more complex. So we can say that the cell found in the living structures are of different sizes and shapes. So in the next session we will be learning about the different size and the shapes of the cells, as well as the functions and the parts which are present inside this cell. Okay, class? So, in the next session, we will be learning about the further topics. So, thank you to everyone.